race-wise. Yeah, because you can see. So, let us begin. The countdown strikes. Who's going to be the victor out of these 5? Will it be Tavi? Will it be Deox? Will it be Antler's Cat? Who knows? Let's change the music to something a bit more dramatic. There we go. There we go, nice. So we go on to the Core Carnage Knockout title LE. Who will be the victor of the Newbie Cup? As I've said several times now. I'm pretty bad at casting. We've got a sort of average balance of players. Different races. No one Protoss. No one understands Protoss at the very start. We've got a Tavi as Terran. And a Woodpecker. Oh, we're into the match. Okay, so first off, we have Muffin Man in the purple. SCV guy. Terran, yeah, SCV. Straight out the bat, everyone's making workers. In the orange, we've got Deox. Look at his lovely, lovely orange. In the purple, bottom left, is the wonderful Woodpecker. Purple Zerg. Classy, classy. Personal favourite of mine. Over in the Cyan, Cyan Terran, is Tavi. Currently churning out a supply depot. Walling off that ramp. Good defense. And last but not least, in the pink trunks, is Space Cat, aka Cat. So so far we got instant racks from both Tavi and Muffin Man. Whereas the Zerg are going gas first. If we look at the income count, it's pretty steady so far. Only difference is the production. With 16 in the lead, it's Tavi. 16 SCVs. Now 17. I don't know where the 7... Oh, they're all on gas. Okay. We've got Woodpecker going out scouting with the OVs and seeing what's up. So generally, no cheese going on at the moment. All just going for standard builds, where Tavi's ramped up. It looks like she's ready to go. They're ready to go. Blue trunks. Spawning pool nearly finishing up on both sides. Is it? Nope. It appears Woodpecker has not made a spawning pool yet. This could be potentially dangerous. The spawning pool has been coming out now. A little late, but with the economic advantage, he could make something happen with that. A nice little stockpile. Currently, Muffin Man having a little issue with the gold over here. When I say gold, I mean gas, obviously. Those SCVs are desperate to get that gas. You know, really wanting to start their day with like oh, and a scan comes out. I had no idea where this scan was. Where's the scan? Oh, yep, the scan was on some empty minerals, so it's good to know that patch is clear. Tavi walling off and coming out with a factory and a rack so far. Interesting. She may be going mech. Nothing currently in the tech lab. The Zerg in pink Cat is currently producing more economy. Just chilling with the gas. Obviously metabolic boost coming out. With Woodpecker, it's 4 Zerglings. Will they be used for defense or will they be used for harass? Who knows? And a scout comes out. No, it's not a scout. It's a single marine. As fine. Marines coming out of barracks. That's good. Space Cat has found where Deox is. Deox moving for a reactor, maybe pumping out more marines than he wants. Oh, got a double queen from Cat and a feisty amount of Zerglings there. Tear a new one into someone. Similarly, Woodpecker has a similar amount. Similarly. Although Woodpecker has taken the lead with that. Supply-wise, let me find the button. Where's the supply? I always believed there was a supply here. There is no supply. Ah, there we go. There's the supply. Supply-wise, we currently have Cat in the lead with a massive 32. You just saw that ramp up. What did they ramp up with? More Zergling. Oh, beautiful. That's a lot of Zerglings. All metabolic boost. Churning out the Zerglings. And we have more Marines coming out and a reactor from Muffin Man. Currently, Deox has his reactor up and is researching his Marines. Getting two by two. Hopefully not onto an arc, because this is a battlefield. If you have an arc on a battlefield, you're just gonna get it blown up. And there's no water around. I don't see any, like, there's holes in the floor. It's generally not a safe place for an arc. But Marines will be going 2 by 2, hopefully into a medevac. Could see a medevac out of potential. Deox. Along with the Marines coming out, we've got a factory from Muffin Man. Whereas Tavi currently in production lead, but not supply, if we check out that stat somewhere. I'm amazing at this. Resources. Alright. So yeah, Tavi's in supply lead as well. Who knew? So he's overtaken bloody so currently we've got Woodpecker with a nice little gathering of I was about to say zealots. Obviously not zealots. Does that look like a zealot to you? Doesn't look like zealots to me. As mentioned before, there were no Protoss, which is an interesting choice from people. Muffin Man coming out with the wall as well. Supply wall, obviously. Bit late on the wall, but it could stop a potential push. And that potential push is coming out now from Space Cat. Going out for a little scout, or perhaps just regrouping. Yep, they're regrouping. Never mind. Oh, bit of engagement from Tavi. Destroying those rocks. Bit of debris. That's a good point. What are the upgrades, ladies and gentlemen? So currently we only have a few upgrades. We've got metabolic boost on both the Zerg and a stim on Tavi, which could potentially be very, very dangerous. Medivac coming out from Tavi, full of units. Let's see where it goes. Oh, 2 medivacs. Is it going for the double drop? Is it on the same base, or is it on somewhere else? As previously not mentioned, there's been an expansion from both Zerg, very similar playstyle currently, all just gaining a lot of Zerglings. In the lead with the Zergling count is Cat by a single batch, which is 3. Although Cat's actual drone count is lacking compared to Woodpeckers. Oh, another batch of Zerglings running around. I feel like it would be very beneficial if Cat took from Tavi's advice and oh, there goes an Ovi. First death of the game. Establishing dominance and then smacking down this command center. There's the little SCV guy's bodyguard coming up. Woodpecker completely oblivious to the wall off that's happening. Is that yeah, that's a wall off, isn't it? Yeah, that's a full wall off. Single drone contemplating life here. You know, just chilling. Production wise, we got an upgrade coming out of the orange Terran. Bit of weapon, but a bit of supply blockage here. Sadly, Deox is supply blocked on 39 out of 39. He's remedying that. He's got a supply depot coming. So far, it's pretty chill. Got a nice bit of farming going on from Tavi. Starport out, Liberator out, ready on that ramp. Anything comes up that ramp, they become mincemeat. Woodpecker going for the rocks for the 3rd expansion, which is quite close to Deox. I wonder if there'll be a bit of clashing there. And a mine comes out from Deox, placed right near, which that could be potentially dangerous for anything. Deox's weapons upgrade is almost done as well. Just a little bit more time on that. With a missile attack coming out from Cat with what missiles does Cat have? Oh, and there has been in fact mines popped on the Zerglings. Cat has put the Zerglings right next to the mine. So let's see if this goes. Also chilling with the little scatterpede, you know. And the mines are about to set off. Will he hit anyone? Ooh! And that was 4 deaths, 4 cap, and 4 kills for these mines. 17 kills on one Widow mine, and 4 on the little guy at the back. Another 27 on the... Oh, Cat's going for it. He's going for some rocks. Oh! And the Widow mine knock. A little force coming out from Deox as Cat's army is demolished by these mines. This wall-up looking menacing from Tavi. Could make use of those medivacs, just drop over, take out these undefended drones if needed, and another tank coming out. So Tavi is well defended. A couple of did that really do a wheelie then? Just a little wheelie. More forces coming out from no, they're not forces, they're SCVs. What are you doing? What are you doing, mate? Coming out from Deox. And currently, we have Tavi in the lead with technology and army. Oh, almost army. Cat is up ahead in army overall, but that's probably gone. All of it was gone to these mines. Did the tank get any? Nope, the tanks are brand new. So Muffin Man coming out with some tanks and a lot of supply depots. I like how they're stuck to the path, you know. Made it nice and neat. I love an aesthetically pleasing Terran army. Currently we've got +1 Marines. 0-1, should I say. And a load of mines from Deox with some bunkers getting ready. And +1 armor on the way for Deox as well. So these Marines are looking pretty feisty. Oh, that's the wrong button. I'm just going between... Yep, this is pretty feisty Marines. Also some gunshots over here, which are probably... Huh. I have no idea what these... Ooh! That's a nice looking army from Muffin Man. Starport coming out from him, as well as another barracks. Cat's forces are heading up towards Muffin Man. Will they make another attempt, and will they get smoked down? Queen army is pretty good here. It's looking pretty strong. How many queens that is, we have no idea. It is currently 15 queens on Cat's side, all with +1, which could be a ferocious force at the moment, judging by the upgrades. Deox could rival it with, well, mines, as proven. Mines are pretty effective against Cat. And let's see what Woodpecker's doing here. Woodpecker's receiving a bombardment of tanks, going to respond. The tanks are picking off the Queen as the second tank peppers, basically, just absolutely demolishes Woodpecker's army. The wall was broken, but Tavi has enough forces to defend. Woodpecker is still under fire. What is he going to do to respond without such army? What's he producing? Woodpecker coming out with the Hydralisks and the +1. It's a late +1, but it could come useful. Okay. Deox coming out with Neil Steel Frame for his 2 bunkers over here. And maybe if he wants to pick up a command center, who knows. Cat gathering more forces. Queen Zergling army. She does have the tech for Hydralisks, I believe. Or was that Woodpecker? I believe it could be Woodpecker. I think it's Woodpecker. Indeed it is. So, Cat is sitting pretty with the simple tech. Woodpecker has the better tech, but is still under fire from this single tank. How many kills do these tanks have? One with 16 and another with 15. Both a joint effort to take out the Zerg scum. Well, I personally play Zerg, as you may have seen if you've seen previously in the stream. But still, this is a scummy Zerg. This is more like primal Zerg, you know. Woodpecker trying to think of what to do. Going out with the Infestors, which could work. To be honest, if he got the if he got for the If he got the Neuroparasite upgrade, he could take those tanks. But currently, he can't see uphill, and there's anti-air to actually stop that from happening with overlords. Currently, Cat's army is looking pretty. Oh, another couple of mines go off. Muffin Man moving his mines straight towards the enemy and getting his force out there. Siege tanks will defend this area, meaning Cat is in fact locked into her base without any way out. If you destroyed these rocks, then she might actually be able to get out. On the other side, Tavi is expanding with a third expansion, which is looking pretty good. I mentioned before there was a third expansion out of Woodpecker, but Woodpecker has not expanded. Let's check out the income, judging by it. Tavi is relishing in the money with an active funding. You know, got a government grant. Start mining here. Got all the permits and everything. Just started the job. You know, it's good life. Muffin Man clearly noticed this and was like, "Oh, that looks like a good business. I'm gonna go straight for it." Cat's mining has in fact increased, I believe. And we completely missed this fight between Cat and Tavi. Cat forcing the bunker up in the bunker. Command center upwards, but it will be planted again. This is very close quarters between the two of them. So the March of the Queens is approaching. The Marines respond in suit. These Marines are 2-0 compared to the 1-1 Queens, and they melt the Queens. On the other side of the map, Muffin Man's army is still spooky. A couple of spine crawlers have come out of Cat to stop them from coming up the ramp. Woodpecker's still chilling. Currently got a 1 on the way. +1 armor. And so he's been very inventive and put the hatchery outside of the mineral and start doing long distance mining. He's come with some spine crawler and spore crawler just in case, to protect his livestock. And by livestock I mean miners. Don't know why they'd be mine stock. Couple of idle workers thinking about life. They've spent their entire lives mining, and now they're just chilling. Like they were born, they got told to do some mineral work. They did all of it. There's no minerals in sight. Also, an army coming out of Tavi. Will the mines hit? The mines pop the very front, and that's a few more kills for Muffin Man. Muffin Man racking up these kills. Let's have a look who's lost the most. Of course, Cat's immediate attack early game resulted in her losing 150 units, whereas Woodpecker's uphill battle was unfortunately an uphill struggle as he lost 72. Cat losing most resources with 6,700. Pretty painful. Currently Deox sitting pretty with a load of Widow Mines. None of them deployed. Hopefully he learns... Oh, a scan comes out and it's on Woodpecker. They notice the Hydra Roach Infesta combo coming out of Woodpecker. And there's no follow-up to that. Some Marines walking by, but that's from the production that Tavi is currently making. With several racks. I believe it's 5 turrets. Oh, 7 bunkers from Deox. I didn't even realize that statistic. Very defensive. With the Neil Steel as well, getting 6 units per bunker. An SCV just chilling with the Marines, you know. Work experience day. He grew up, he's a teenager now. He got assigned to mining, and he thought, you know, I think I can do better. I'm going to become a Marine. So I'm going to study their life of sitting in a bunker in front of some rocks. Whereas those lot, they can mine, slave away mining, and do whatever they want. So a grand drone migration coming from Cat as she realizes her hatchery has been killed by her Zerglings. Okay, sure. Kill your own base. That's a unique strategy coming out from Cat. I wonder if it'll pay off in the long run. But sadly, it's killed off The creep. Oh, yep, she's replacing the hatchery now, which should be useful. Although these mines are primed and ready for this drone. Lining up a shot now. Popping the drones. Like tasty little popcorn there. Cat is feeling the pressure as she has no more minerals. Judging by the income of 0. Whereas Tavi's got her forces everywhere. With a current supply of 177. Almost full supply. Ooh, that's a nice collection of units. Woodpecker currently has Infestor, Roach, Hydra, Viper. So a lot of casters. The Vipers may be able to pull the tanks out of position and then the Roaches bear into them, covering them in acid spit. Also, the Infestors could take over the tanks and use them against the Tavi. Current fight going on as Deox pushes up the ramp, sees Woodpecker's second base. A single Zerg. Oh, the army comes in to respond, and Deox is pushed back. A 0-0 tank and a load of Widow Mines run to respond. Will they burrow? But the Liberators will scare Woodpecker's army off. The mines have not been deployed, but Woodpecker is too terrified by these two Liberators who have 0-0 and the Widow Mines with 0. Very tense stuff going on with the pressure between Tavi and Space Cat getting more and more. Cat decides to pop a few shots off. Tavi's army responds. A single medevac to take care of all of these. Stim goes out on these 2-0 Marines and takes out all of the Queens. Cat is looking very vulnerable right now by the looks of things, with 0 Queens, 0 army supply, and just 13 supply in general. Majority thanks to Max, aka Muffin Man, with a 40 kills Widow Mine. Oh, and make that 43! Battlecruiser's coming out from Muffin Man. He's just picked up this game today, and he has the highest tech out of everybody here so far, with Yamato cannons 2-1, whereas the Tavi has 0-2 Marines but has the weapons upgrade on Terran vehicles. Cat has very good upgrades but just not enough forces to actually use those upgrades, aka none. Tavi does have I said Tavi? Nope. Cat does have the resource. Nope. Cat no longer has the resources. Cat's looking. Oh, and the battle cruisers come out from Tavi. Space Cat is rushing down Tavi's army, and that was an act of desperation from Space Cat as the Marines march up the ramp, going into unfamiliar terrain, surrounded by creep, taking out a spawning pool, meaning Cat will no longer be able to spawn any. Oh, and the Overlord response. Cat is responding with the Overlords, trying to intimidate their opponent. These Overlords sadly have no armor, so they're just melting immediately. Whereas on the other side of the map, the long distance mining is nearly running out. Soon, Woodpecker will have to actually... And another fight breaks out from Woodpecker as we speak. These mines not being deployed, being picked apart by these roaches. Sadly, Woodpecker's having issues going down the ramp. Down goes the turret. A scan comes out from somewhere. I have no idea where the scan is. Woodpecker's going in for the kill. Takes out another air turret. These Liberators trying to do their best to survive. 2 siege tanks coming out. 3 more Liberators. Oh my lord, where would Deox's forces come down? Scare Woodpecker away. Currently in lead supply, we have Tavi still with all of these Marines and a badly injured Thor. Loaded up Medivacs. I wonder if she'll make use of them, or they'll make the use of them. Muffin Man tearing into Space Cat, and that'll be death's blow. Cat has been eliminated from the game. Due to being locked in, the economy wasn't looking good after several mines popping. It's the first elimination of the game. That was quite tense. So Deox doing some long distance mining after he suffered a horrible blow to his economy. Currently his income is 360, whereas Tavi and Woodpecker looking pretty at 700, 800, which I've got to say that's pretty good. After taking out Muffin Man, after taking out Cap, Muffin Man could expand into the opponent's base if he wished, just to get a little bit more income. Soon, desperation will hit, and they will have to go into the center and mine the gold bases, or ferociously fight. Battle cruisers migrating from Tavi, maybe going up against Woodpecker. Currently, the supply is quite even. Tavi is looking pretty strong, with Woodpecker dipping a little after that last fight. Woodpecker's going in for the kill. After taking out the command center, he's feeling pretty confident. Taking out one turret, and one. Oh, so many SCVs. All of these lives losing, but the tanks do rain hell upon Woodpecker. Sadly, Deox's army just isn't enough, and an Infester fires off his Sablo of fungal growth and takes over a single Viking to take out the Liberators. Nicely done. These roaches coming up the hill. A Thor comes, stand steady. Thor is here. Will he bring the hammer? Luckily, the hammer has been brought down for Deox, scaring Woodpecker back up his ramp. On the other side of the map, Tavi is gathering army either side. 3 unrepaired battle cruisers just standing there with 0-0 upgrades, but the 0-2 is still looking pretty powerful. Currently in the lead with upgrades by miles is Woodpecker, with 3 on melee, 2 on ranged, and 2 on armor, as well as the speed for both Roach and Hydra. So they're a pretty swift army, pretty strong. Adrenal glands as well. So you got pretty. The melee damage from those cracklings will be very powerful. Currently, Muffin Man is chilling on 500 income, whereas Deox has been mined out of his base. He's been pushed away. He has no way out. His only response would be to push against Muffin Man. Deox coming out with the Ravens though in response. Plants down a temporary turret, not knowing it's temporary, but now he has learned the power of the Raven turrets. Sadly, that Raven has no energy to actually make any more turrets. Oh, now it's got Raven turrets up again. There is a single SCV standing out in the cold, wondering what happened to his life. He's just looking around. It's raining. His suit's really injured. He just doesn't know what to do anymore. He's just seen all his friends die. He's on his own now. Good luck to you, dude. Good luck. As the Zerg army continues to grow, with 3 roaches into production. Production looking stale at the moment. 3 armor just finishing up for Deox, which can be pretty useful. Tavi, having 3 bases, has the economic advantage, with currently 7,000 minerals and 500 gas. It's an impressive amount of stockpile. Maybe the production could be a little better, with 2 Marines coming out every so often and a battle cruiser. Deox coming out with even more stuff, a fusion core. Hopefully we see some battle cruisers from Deox. Sadly he can't afford anything, so he is gonna... Oh, a scan comes out. Where is that scan? I apologize if you feel nauseous. A scan comes out on Muffin Man. Was it from Deox? Deox does have an orbital command which is out of energy, and Deox's forces are moving a little bit. Okay, they just want to stretch the legs a little bit, because that was quite stressful for them, you know, losing their new command center. 2 mines, 2 more mines from Muffin Man securing the area, making sure nothing gets past. Whereas these mines total up with 30, 40, 22 and 30 kills. So over 100 kills these mines have gained, with the unit losses still being Cat as she has been eliminated from the game. And a movement from Woodpecker, trying to take Deox's factory out, killing 2 Marines in the process. A scan comes out. Where is this scan? It's on Woodpecker's main base. And another one on Woodpecker's other base. Is this from Tavi? I have no idea what's going on with this these scans. Who's trying to find out what? Okay, so it was Tavi scanning both bases. Another scan comes out from Deox, working out that Woodpecker also has a base over there. And there are some enemies in front of his base from the sensor tower. Whereas Muffin Man, he's chilling at the moment. He's got his level 1 infantry armor coming up. He has one upgrade for his weapons, so he's happy with his life. He's got a formidable army, probably about as strong as paper against upgrades. And in fact, the battlecruiser warp has happened, taking out the main base and all of the hydralisks. One battlecruiser goes down, but there is nothing against these battlecruisers anymore. The 2-2 roaches weren't enough for the 0-0 battlecruisers. A single Yamato cannon just takes out a roach, decimating him. The roaches are on the run, not being able to fight, fleeing for their lives. A Yamato cannon hits an extractor as Woodpecker expands backwards towards Deox. This ring around the roses is pretty good. A Baling Nest will go down from these battlecruisers. But nothing else coming out of Tavi aside from death and destruction. So Deox is chilling with his stores, currently on an income of nothing whatsoever because he is terrified. Either side of him he has formidable armies fighting to survive. And so is Woodpecker. The warp comes out as the hydralisks respond. Those hydralisks would have torn apart the damaged battlecruiser. With a total of 6,000 minerals, Tavi still has a good amount of money. These bases being mined out bit by bit. The only income is coming from Muffin Man and Woodpecker, and soon to be nobody, as these minerals only have 300 odd left each. So Tavi has various injured mechs and mechanical units, bit scratched up. Who was that scan from? The scan was Deox, I believe, scanning the Zelnaga tower for unknown reasons. He does have a massive Ravens though. Another scan coming out. Where was this scan? Who knows? Nobody knows. It's currently we're sat at a stalemate. Oh, another scan comes out. It's from Deox finding out that his old home has been taken over. A single Marine goes to fight this Zerg infestation, putting up a huge fight with his heavily equipped. That's pretty good. 3-3 upgrade. It's actually melting into Woodpecker a little bit here. Woodpecker responds with his entire army. Tons of hydralisks bearing down upon this single Marine. He fought and died as a hero. Or maniac. Not quite sure. Thor just went into the high impact payload in case there's any air units. And back into his other form. Maybe it's an equipment test, who knows. 1 tank sieged up in the middle, 2 tanks sieged up in the middle. So if anything pushes up that ramp, it will receive a peppering of shrapnel. Woodpecker's middle base, his big old hive, has been scanned. Because it's died out, the creep is in fact decaying, and Woodpecker may not be able to produce any more hydras soon. Luckily, he's got a night. Oh, Woodpecker being scanned constantly. Not from Muffin Man, I don't think. Oh, Muffin Man is scanning Deox. Okay, so Muffin Man has been scanning everyone one by one picking his targets, knowing who to go after for a surgical strike. Tavi showing this cooler how it's done, taking it out, and then decides, you know what, I've shot that too much. I'm just gonna leave that there, you know. Woodpecker's defenses on the lower ramp are looking nice, with some Zerglings coming out of Woodpecker, and 3 spine crawlers in production to stop any battle cruisers coming down and ruining Woodpecker's day. Another scan comes out, maybe from Deox, maybe. Oh, so Muffin Man is swarming in. I'm being spoiled by observers as Max gets ready to go in. He walks in, barracks picking apart the Marines nearby. Unfortunately, not enough on those barracks to actually bunkers to actually defend. So the 2 bunkers are coming down. How will Deox respond? Siege tanks picking these very papery Marines apart. Although this is Deox's fight for survival. The reign of terror from these battle cruisers is enough to pick off every single one of these Marines. Siege tanks still stand tall, trying to take out the Marines, fighting valiantly, but sadly there is no hope for Deox, as all of his army and his gathering has put to an end. Woodpecker still taking in a bit of money. Deox has been revealed, as I've said. He will be killed off here. There is no way for him to survive unless a single worker runs off someone. But he can't build anything, so that would make no difference whatsoever. Woodpecker coming in, seeing his time to strike, picking off the starport at the side, not knowing Muffin Man is in fact here. Oh, he has realised the presence of Muffin Man and repeatedly ran down the ramp. Repeatedly? I mean, he ran down it once. That was it. Deox has been eliminated from the game. He will not be getting that prize today. Eliminated by Muffin Man and his army of paper Thors. Whereas Tavi's army still has 0-2. Pretty menacing. Bit of long distance gas mining. It's not every day you see that. It's looking good, and a lot of workers waiting for this wall to be destroyed. And a single roach sees his entire colony destroyed and doesn't know what to do with himself anymore. So he will remain here for the rest of his days as a little hermit. Whereas Muffin Man's last workers are just chilling under the safety of these siege tanks, knowing the Dominion force will protect him, even though generally Dominion is pretty bad, but still. Oh, a bit of long distance mining from Tavi. No drones are currently mining at the lower base, which is in fact a lair at the moment. The Hydralisk Den has died, sadly. It is currently being... Oh no, the hatchery is currently being rebuilt. But he's getting progress. The current army supply looking pretty good for Tavi with 200. Well, 199, but if they made a single SCV, they would have, you know, so they'd have max supply. Liberator is sieging up for Muffin Man with several mines ready to pick apart anything that comes their way. But with a glaring weak spot to the upper section, which is only defended against air. Although the army is poised and ready if anything goes that way. Production-wise, Woodpecker is going crazy. Wants a Lurker Den and Missile 3, which would be incredibly advantageous for Woodpecker here. Sadly, not much mining, as every bit has been mined out aside from the gold base in the middle. Who will take that gold base? Nobody knows. Tavi comes in, wanting these minerals, and notices a single spore crawler up top. Scan comes out, Woodpecker responds with a load of Zerglings, load of Hydras, load of Roaches, and some Overlords in fact. These go in one by one and get peppered with little bullets. Muffin Man doing some long range mining. Don't mind Space Cat's roach there, just chilling. They know it's not a threat anymore. It's been tamed. It's a pet roach for them. They've gotten used to its style. 5 battle cruisers coming out. A Yamato cannon takes out an extractor, blows it up in a fiery rage for no reason whatsoever. Maybe the guy was joyriding. We don't know. 1 battle cruiser taken out. These Hydras being way too much force for these battle cruisers for Tavi. Due to the 2-2 upgrades. So Woodpecker holding his ground, saying, "No, I will not let your Terran forces take me. I will stand and fight. With my infestors, we can do anything." These battle cruisers, Tavi going in, taking a pot shot at a spine crawler. It dissolves instantly. Excuse me. Long range mining coming out from Muffin Man. Still, with a total mining of 27. Oh, it goes up to 100. But the distance is so long the counter goes back down when they actually get to the minerals. Tavi's army looking a bit wounded after they all injected themselves simultaneously and charged into battle after a commander told them to. So it wasn't their fault they actually went into battle. Structures wise, Cat still has 5 creep tumors, which are carefully watching what Tavi's units are doing. 6 spore crawlers coming out from Woodpecker to stand tall and poke at anything that's near. Currently Woodpecker is the only one with production and could be mining just that little bit more. Bled dry of minerals now. How many workers does he have? He has 10. That's a lot more than nobody. He has 10 drones. He should probably get mining. Big hive standing up tall. And the Yamato cannons coming out from the battle cruisers as they take out the ground defenses. The hive has been built, but 1 battle cruiser is shooting at it, and a load of marines run up and shoot it. Woodpecker's response is to stand his ground and wait for the opponent to approach him, although all of his production is down below. Two infested Terran come out, maybe just testing the ability of the infestors. Infested Terran really good to spew out everywhere, although again in this case it would be good to fungal growth of marines. A load of marines, a load of SCVs waiting for the next job. Currently chilling by the orbital command as a couple go by doing their job. And the battle cruisers will take out, I don't know why they did that, but they'll take out the cooling tower. Woodpecker seems very agitated at that, so that's a response. Oh, the scan comes out and a creep tumor is taken out by a battle cruiser. On the other side of the map, the army of Muffin Man is, you know, hanging out. It doesn't need. It knows it doesn't need to do anything. He's Yamato cannon smiting down single overlord. Not supply blocking Woodpecker, but another Yamato cannon on the Queen. Just hell is being broken loose. Fungal growth on 2 of the third fungal growth on the battle cruisers. The battle cruisers go down. Marines respond, trying to get up. The other battle, more fungal growths coming out, wiping out the majority of Tavi's army. With these Hydras getting picked off, though, is there a single Marine is taken over? It is now fighting for the other side. But Woodpecker's army doesn't look like it will be able to stand. There is a battle cruiser left. The battle cruiser goes down. There is nothing to fight against Woodpecker currently. No production in. No production. However, Tavi is sat on a ton of minerals. So if Tavi can make it from any sort of counterattack, they will be able to survive. Woodpecker, happy he survived. He's responding by holding his ground. saying, "No, you've tried this several times now. I will not die to your battlecruisers. I will tear apart everything you have." Several Marines coming out from Tavi, all queuing up. It's a nice little collection there. Muffin Man sieging up his tanks a little bit more forward, moving his mines. These commander mines. Jeez. They're going elsewhere. And Woodpecker surviving on 20 minerals. He does have workers. He can mine. He chooses to have a wander with one of his drones, with a 3 armoured drone. It melts from the hellfire from above, with all of that freedom concentrated directly into that brain of that drone. A scan comes out. Is this from Tavi? Yes, it is. They scan and find there is no army. Will Tavi gather with the new battlecruisers? Still, the long distance mining continues. It's really bugging me that Muffin Man has not lifted up their command center and just put it by the minerals by now. But I cannot complain. This is Starcraft in a nutshell. So an Overlord coming into the middle, scouting the gold. The gold has been scouted. A drone is there. What will Woodpecker's response be? It's gonna leave. The drone's just gonna leave. Sat in its hedge. Maybe it's calling its buddies. It's on its cell phone. Trying to get a load of workers together. With 3 battlecruisers coming out from Tavi still. Tavi is desperate to get these. All of the scans. All of the scans coming out from Tavi. They probably well know that 3-3 will not take out all of these battlecruisers if there's only 5 Hydras. Will Woodpecker begin mining from this gold base in the middle? Will he be able to save himself? Battlecruisers are raining down on the Roach Warren and the Infested Pit. A Yamato cannon comes out and pops. He pops it. The Battlecruisers leap out, scared of these Hydralisks. These hero Hydralisks who have like 5 kills. Most with 5 kills. All the good Hydralisks died. It's just these Hydralisks left. Muffin Man waiting for anyone to dare approach him. Currently making 2 Marines. And a lot of supply depots at the back. Long distance gas mining still happening from Tavi. Bit of a lull. But Woodpecker has found a way out. Woodpecker has in fact found a way to be victorious. Selecting every single worker, all of them found this new prophet land, a good prophecy that they will survive and they will bring justice for their fallen friends. An army of overlords hanging over the units as well. Some SCVs going out from Muffin Man as Muffin Man's income is slowly dripping. As Muffin Man responds with mining the other side of the gold. Oh! Long distance mining to the middle from both teams. Whereas Tavi still is happy with the long distance mining protected by the battlecruisers. Isn't going to do it. The purple drones will go for the gold. And the income is slowly rising. A scan comes out from everywhere. Tavi's scanning the base, looking to move the battlecruisers in. No sign of an army. How will Woodpecker respond? Battlecruisers filling the buildings with pellets right now, destroying them with these battery cannons. Another Yamato cannon comes out and hits the hatchery and the spore crawler. What? Spawning pool. No spawning pool for Woodpecker, so if he wants to rebuild any basic buildings, he has to go through that. Although, will Woodpecker be able to build another base? Muffin Man mining the gold with Woodpecker. It's an unlikely friendship between Zerg and Terran. They respect each other. They're good current. And a fight goes on. The fungal growth takes out the battle cruisers. The battle cruisers warp out after suffering these hits. Still fungal growth. They're going to be taking some damage. They're traveling upwards though. They feel motivated to continue their quest. They will protect their SCVs. Woodpecker almost having enough for another hatchery. Being able to mine in the middle. A female Ursidak. What are you doing here? It's a battleground. No, I don't care if you're roaring. It's a dangerous place, dude. You shouldn't be here. Get moving. More mining from Woodpecker. Woodpecker is in fact able to make a hatchery, and he does. Woodpecker coming out with the hatchery from from Muffin Man's point of view. Muffin Man does see the hatchery, or at least on his minimap. Will he respond by raining metal down upon him? How much? What's the income? Okay, so currently Tavi's still having the best income through sheer domination of Woodpecker's third. Actually, it was his natural. And Muffin Man in second with the long distance mining. And then Woodpecker with the very long distance mining. A scan comes out. It is from... Who's it from? Muffin Man. It was from Muffin... There's only 2 Terran in the game. But he has seen these miners and he does not like them anymore. He's seen them traveling around, saw the base, went for the scan to see where these miners were going. And this Terran army will march. Woodpecker's hopes and dreams are going up in a blaze as we speak. His only response is 3 Hydras and an Infester. A fungal growth comes out and takes a fair bit of the army out. Muffin Man is running away as half his army has been destroyed. All the Marines running in fear, screaming for their lives. As Woodpecker yet again... I was going to say stands tall. Marines come in from Tavi, from below, against Woodpecker. Woodpecker taking a beating this game, standing tall as a boxer. Woodpecker isn't a boxer, but there was some sort of metaphor there that I was going for. Woodpecker killed a few SCVs and picked them off, but realizes the battle cruisers have come in, taking out Woodpecker's overlords. And if one thing can annoy Woodpecker, it's people Yamato cannoning everything he owns. Generally, not many people like that. A single queen will hold Tavi back. As the long distance mining continues. And the army staying in its defense. With Tavi slowly running out of minerals after sending wave after wave after wave against Woodpecker. So Tavi's mineral count is slowly dripping out and dropping. Woodpecker's queens having a wander as Woodpecker gathers his army and sends his overlords out for a little adventure. So the overlords will die in vain due to Marines seeing them flying around, just popping them off. Overlords coming out from Woodpecker to scout the rest of the map. And we'll find the mining still going on. Woodpecker isn't happy about this. Who would be? I personally don't like my extractors being Yamato cannoned into pieces either. Just little chips from Tavi. Chipping away. Making a nice sculpture out of the bones of Woodpecker. Whereas, are these the hero mines? No, fresh recruits out on the block. Woodpecker to party. Colon. Yep. So, Woodpecker, in fact, can mine. He has a single drone. He's offering to barter with Tavi, offering cookies. But in fact, Woodpecker can mine with this drone. There's a drone in your army, mate. You can do it. Tavi coming in, scared by a single Hydra. Although the Marines will respond to this Hydra. The commander tells them to pull back though, as one of them gets several needles stabbed into the back. Muffin Man chilling with his long distance mining. Second highest income of the game so far. Several scans as Woodpecker decides to cover everywhere in creep. Just absolutely everywhere. There'll be no getting away from this creep. It will see all. Currently a lull in the action, but that's to be expected as it's a very high risk game. There's a lot to lose here. A single game, a free game, is what they're winning. The Yamato cannons will not be fired, but Woodpecker will be melted. Oh, I speak too soon. A Yamato cannon comes out for both the spine crawlers, taking apart Woodpecker's final forces as their bases slowly disintegrate. Woodpecker did stand, and he eventually fell. And from Woodpecker himself, GG. GG. So these 111 battlecruisers enjoying their new upgrades. They've probably been there for a while, to be fair, as Tavi has been upgrading over time. Terran Vehicle Level 3 coming out soon, which could make those battlecruisers a very ferocious opponent. On the other side, we do have Muffin Man with his 2-1, which it's not great, but he doesn't have supply lead either. But Woodpecker has been eliminated as Tavi knows the force of the Terran, and though everyone will succumb to the sheer force, Muffin Man still holding the ground, trying to get enough money for anything at this point, as Neo Steel Frame is being researched for all of those bunkers. Tavi knows how to spend their money. Tavi also scans for mines and takes out Muffin Man's winter mines after receiving a portion of explosion. That didn't make any sense, but you understand where I'm coming from. So as Tavi's army is split in two, if Muffin Man takes a direct fight here and goes on before Tavi rebuilds, then maybe a chance. The defensive line may be the advantage though, for Muffin Man goes in. The 2-3 Marines ripping through the 1-2 Marines as battlecruisers are just exchanging shots, demolishing each other. The battlecruisers of Tavi will be focus fired and will be killed. Even the medivacs are trying to kill the battlecruisers by ramming into them repeatedly. Tavi has just taken a blow from half of their army, going from 199 supply to 125, evening it out with Muffin Man. A single SCV goes into repair, I believe. Yep, repairing the battlecruiser. And I believe, no, sadly not. Muffin Man could save just a little more, or land the command center into the middle of the map. With these two overlords from Woodpecker being remnants of the valiant fight that occurred, they will watch over Muffin Man in almost anger, because Muffin Man killed most of Woodpecker's stuff, to be fair. Well, not most of it. Tabby took out most of it, but you know what I mean. Oh, a scan coming out from Muffin Man. Just scouting out the army. Sees a nice army. Who will be the first to strike? With both defenses set up, ready and primed. I actually think this was tactically done. Now looking at it, they can just pop the walls at any moment. It may crush their supply depots in a rain of rubble. A little SCV force coming out from Tavi. Going for an explore. Covered in creep. It's a very messy job. Where are these SCVs going? Are they going for the minerals? So many scans coming out. From Tavi. Wanting to know every last detail about Muffin Man. Absolutely everywhere. And Tavi will begin mining. Another scan comes out. Seeing the long distance mining that's been happening all game from Muffin Man. As Tavi begins their own long distance mining. A bunch of Marines going out. An assault squad, if you will. Trained in the arts of combat. None of them having killed. They decide to kill the Overlord that was doing nothing. Poor innocent Overlord now just being ripped apart. As the Muffin Man's SCV just mines seeing an army, but it doesn't want to lose its job. This is all it's got. Oh, and the two SCVs go down. How will Muffin Man respond with his only major source of income being cut off? A scan. 2 scans will happen. As more innocent SCVs will be demolished. The army is heading out. Who called in the fleet, you may ask? It was Muffin Man. Muffin Man called in the fleet. Sadly, Medivacs don't really do much against Marines. With, yep, all the battlecruisers are being dissolved. It's not looking good with a major loss of most of his supply. Muffin Man is just walking his units into the enemy Marines. He realizes his issue, immediately targets an Overlord, and then runs for his life. Oh no. 3 Marines tried to be heroes and were dissolved. Muffin Man and Tavi stand off. Sadly, the 0-0 Thors are nothing against the 2-3-3 Thors that Tavi has. A warp in from Tavi for some reason. And a scan. Tavi knows that there is no army in that spot when there was a spot where there was an army. Nearly all the minerals on this map has been mined out. As Tavi moves in, a siege tank, several mines, taking out Tavi's army, melting the Marines. As the SCV stands tall. A Yamato cannon comes out. The battlecruiser takes several mine shots. Will this be enough to defend? 1 Thor from Tavi, which is being bombarded by a siege tank with 10 kills. Make that 11. 2 battlecruisers coming out. 3 battlecruisers from Tavi. Yamato cannoning a single tank, I think. Yeah, they took out the tank. Is this it for Muffin Man? A scan comes out. I'm not sure why. Maybe from Tabby. It was. Tabby's making sure that she doesn't lose her battlecruisers to any more mines. A secondary scan coming from Tabby to make sure there are no mines again. Whereas this long distance mining is going to supply her for the rest of the game. These battlecruisers will take out Muffin Man's barracks as it goes down in a fiery inferno along with the rest of his buildings. So, Tabby just took a couple of shots from a couple of Marines. Well, that's it. There are no Marines. 2 Marines coming out from Muffin Man again. Running for their lives, screaming in pain. But there is nothing aside from repairing this command center, which he is out of minerals with. Death from above has been called upon, and death has been brought, as Tabby has eliminated not 1, not 2, but sort of 3 opponents, with Woodpecker being constantly bombarded by Tabby and her relentless assault. No, their relentless assault. And Cat being picked off by both Muffin Man and Tabby a little bit. Mainly the Muffin Man, but Muffin Man is not in a position to defend himself. Only thing coming to save him is some missile turrets. Yamato cannons will come out to get rid of the opposition. As the supply depots beg for mercy, as they're immediately raised and lowered, a single battlecruiser is popping at them. This noise is horrible. I need to get away from that. Oh boy. Going for the psychology tactic now, Muffin Man, is how many mines? 4 and 2. The last lines of defense are just remnants now. Whereas these supply depots will continue to fight for their lives. Who will win this fight? Supply depots defending themselves as much as humanly possible, which is nothing at all, to be honest, because they can't really attack. Tabby selecting a couple of... And the warping happens directly on top of the missile turrets. And a couple of mines set off 1 battlecruiser. The amount of cannons come out, and this is the last building, giving Tabby the victory. So that was the conclusive end, with Tabby having an unspent average resource of 6,000 sitting on that stockpile since the beginning, expanding very early on. The winner is Tabby, with Cap having second highest APM, followed by Woodpecker and his amazing